So once you guys got the vibe, you got the music, gotta have the drink.
There you go.
Wine or coffee, and why?
Again, that honestly depends on the group. I'd say if you're wanting to do a morning class or an early afternoon class, maybe you want coffee to liven the group up a bit. But if you're doing an evening class, I don't know that I'd recommend coffee because then people would be up all night. But it kind of just depends on your group of friends, and maybe it's a Bible study and you guys all just want to have coffee, or maybe it's a bachelorette party and you guys want to have wine. It's totally up to you.
I never thought about it. Actually, when I was thinking about these questions, I was gonna say wine or beer. And I was sitting with somebody that looked at my questions. They was like, "Who is this for?" I'm like, "Oh." They was like, "Why you ask her that?" I'm like, they was like, "People don't drink beer at a art party." So I was a little thrown. So somebody that doesn't even do film, they seen my questions on a piece of paper. They're like, "Why you ask her that?" They was like, "They don't drink beer at a art party most
And
of the
you
time."
definitely can. It's just a preference. However you want to relax or enjoy the party is fine by me.
So she was the one that gave me the coffee because I didn't even think coffee and
Yeah.
I knew wine, but I didn't think coffee at all because
Yeah.
I would have said wine and Hennessy or something like that.
Well,
But
and I think wine or liquor will definitely help people kind of relax and might help take some of the pressure off. But then the coffee element might help energize people if they need a little pick me up. I don't know.
so give me one or two that's in your collection that you cannot. If somebody took you out of this house right now and they say it's one thing that you could take with you that you still can create art with, what's that one thing?
Well, I would need my paint, but
No. Let me rephrase.
specifically,
The paint is already there.
okay,
The paint is there.
Just specific.
Yes. What is that one thing that when you paint, that you can't do without?
I would probably have to say that's a good detail brush, because if you paint and you have to do tiny details, say at a wedding on a face or something, and all of your brushes are frayed, or you got even one little hair sticking out, not good. You definitely have to have a good detail brush. But you said one or two.
Yeah.
So if I say two, I'd have to say my Stay Wet palette, which is just like a Tupperware essentially, but it's called a Stay Wet palette, and it's got a sponge, and I wet it, and then I got a sheet of paper on top of it, and it keeps all my paint wet. And that's just a really good hack for acrylic artists.
Just when I wrote that, I was curious to know. I'm like, does she got something that she cannot live without?
Yeah, and I have left my Stay Wet palette one time for a wedding, and so I just had to paint on a plastic plate, and honestly, it ended up being one of my most beautiful paintings in my opinion. So it worked out okay, but I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have my wet mixture palette, so it was okay. I think what would actually be a travesty, and I've heard of an artist doing this before, is forgetting like white paint. So you can't lighten any colors. You're just with the color that you have.
So you can't, like that, I just thought about that. Like you can mix a lot of colors and make a lot of paint, but you can't make white, can you?
You can't make white. You can't make any of the primary
I never thought
colors.
about that.
So you can't make red, you can't make yellow, and you cannot make blue.
I never
You can
thought
kind of
about
make
that.
blue-ish, but I mean, that's a long story. But there's essentially, you can't make the primary colors and white.
I have never thought about that. Even when I was in school, we used to mix the paint together. I never thought about we could not make the white.
No, yeah, color theory is fascinating, honestly.
You know what? And that is crazy that you say that because color theory is something that I deal with in color grading. And white is not good for us.
Right. Yes.
It blows out the face. So like
Yes, I can
we
see
would
that.
rather shoot on ask any photographer, any videographer, they would rather shoot on a overcast day when it's cloudy than
Yes.
have sun.
Absolutely. Yes.
So it's like, is it kind of the same way with painting? Like if you're painting, does light throw you off? Like especially if you're live painting, does that kind of throw you off if light hitting your subject and you?
So actually, sometimes light can create really beautiful elements in the painting. So whether it's casting through the trees, leaving shadows on the ground, or every now and then it'll highlight certain aspects, whether it be the shoulder, bits of the hair, or certain parts of the dress, where it can really help make the painting look more realistic. But then sometimes if the sun is casting right on my thing while I'm trying to paint or different things like that, it can be frustrating. But for the most part, it's helpful.
Okay, guys, this has been What's Going on Mount Vernon. I want Natalie Hensley to explain to you guys how you guys can book a art party. If not one of you guys do, I'm telling you, actually my wife just booked one.
Yeah.
I need to say that because I just want to.
Yeah.
But she asked me to come and I decided not to because it's all women. I'm like, man, why you want me to come and it's all women? But explain to them how they can book a party with you. And tell them the name again because I ain't saying it.
Yes. So my business name is Natsy Art. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, or you can go to my website, www.natsyart.com, and you can fill out an inquiry form on there, either for a paint party, live wedding painting, private art lessons, mural, custom artwork, you name it. Or you can message me on social media or send me a text, whatever works for you.
One of the best artists in Southern Illinois, guys. What's going on, Mount Vernon? Catch me on the next one.
Thank you. Thank you so much.